Hello traders, let me hope you guys are doing fine. Again, it's a Monday. We are going to be doing some analysis right now. So again, we are still here in Nansana. Members, we are going to identify our support and resistance areas of interest, and then the swing low and the swing high, and then we look for areas where we could be executing trades and identify trend lines and all that. So again, if you want to join our free group, we have a free group. Just comment the word join, and then you can also join our free live trading lessons every day. So guys, again, what we are going to be doing right now, you can do it in any other pair. So guys, again, this is just 1 hour time frame. Okay, so what we are going to be do, I personally, what I do, when the market was going from the downside from here, okay, going to the upside, what do? I first mark the swing low, which what is our swing low? This is our swing low. Okay, this is our swing low where the market last went before going to the upside. And then what do? I mark the swing high. Okay, this is our swing high where the market last went. Okay, so that's our swing low and our swing high. So what are we going to do as traders now? When the market went from this area here down to the upside, what did it do? The market came back again the same area, but now what it did, it swept liquidity. This was the swing low. It passed by a few pips. If you could see this, it passed by a few pips before changing its direction to the upside. So again, for us to have this change again of character, we have to wait for it to come again at the swing high to either go down or to wait for a breakout to the upside and then continue with the market to the upside. So this is what we are having. So again, the video is going to be a little bit longer because I want us to understand. So now when the market was coming from the upside going down, we had a trend line. I don't know whether you guys can see the trend line. This is our trend line that we are having in the market. Okay, the market was touching these areas. Look, the market touched one area, it went down, came and touched, and went down, touched, went down, came here. So what does it do? What does this really mean? This trend line, when we are below a trend line, you can use that area as a resistance or an area of interest for you to execute a sell. So when the market was here, you couldn't really understand that it's a trend line, but the market came here for the second time, the third time, this could be an entry. It came here for the fourth time, this could be an entry. Okay, so again, what we need to do, let us identify our support and resistance. If we are to identify our support and resistance, this is what we are having. That is our first area of interest. Okay, and then again, we can mark this last swing low. Okay, this last swing low, that last swing low, and then again, we are having an area of interest around this area. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit and so that you guys can see well. Why did I mark this area? Why did I mark that area? It's because we are having this area. The market came back here on top, it acted as support, it went up, and the trend line came back here, came at the same area, then broke up below, came back as a retest, the market went down. Okay, so the market came back here, went down, came up, went down, came up here under resistance, then we had a breakout. So what does it mean? This is going to act as our support and as our resistance. Now again, when the market was going to the downside, again we had another trend line. This is another trend line that we had in the market. Okay, so this is another trend line that we had in the market. Why are we calling it a trend line? When the market came here, went up, came back again here, went up, came back again here, went up. So this same line, you can also use it as your entry to go with the market to the upside. Remember guys, order blocks consist of trend line, support and resistance. And again, if we are under a trend line, we look for sales. If we are above a support, we look for buys, or if we are above a trend line, we look for buys. Just like here, we could have been looking for buys. Just like here, we could look for buys. Just like here, we could be looking for buys. Okay, so guys, again, this was a very nice area of interest. Why? This was the last area of our swing low. The swing low was swept at this area. Again, we are also on top of support, which is our same trend line. This was a very nice area of entry. Okay, so again, the market broke above the trend line. When the market breaks above the trend line, most of the time the market always comes back for a retest. When it went above, it came back for a retest. We can see this week over here. Okay, and then if we turn this market into like 15 minutes time frame, this is what we are going to be seeing. Okay, look at this market. Okay, the market broke above, came back for a retest. When it came back for a retest, and then boom, went to the upside. Okay, so when it came back for a retest, it came back below here resistance before breaking above. So now let us go back to 1 hour. We are still analyzing this chart. So the same thing that you're seeing here, you can apply it anywhere. So again, this is what we are having. The market moved from this trend line going to the downside, and then we had another push to the upside. Remember, our swing low was already swept. Okay, so now we are moving to the upside. What you have to do, identify the support and resistance and the trend line. So the market started moving from the downside. The market is giving us this clean trend line to the upside. Which one is this one? Is this. From here, the market came here, touched here, and then the market has touched here the third time. So the market is touching the same trend line again and again and again. So the market has touched the trend line 3 times over here, then here, and then here. Okay, so what does it mean? This is what we have to do. Okay, so let us identify another support. So this is also our support. Why am I calling this our support? Look here. This is also our support. Why am I calling this our support? Because the market, look here. Over here, the market was being rejected. When the market could come here, was getting rejected. So when the market went below, came back at the same area here, got rejected, went to the downside. So when the market went above, it came here, it got rejected, went up, came back. Now this is a perfect entry. This is the meaning of a high quality setup. Why? We are on top of support. Okay, again, we are also on top of a trend line. This is a perfect entry. Why? We are on top of support, we are on top of trend line. It's meeting at the same area. This is an area of interest. Okay, so now the market has broken above as it's going to the next resistance. So what do we do right now? Let us mark another area of interest, which is this one. Let us mark another area of interest, which is this one. Now, if we are to mark another area of interest, which is this one, why are we marking that area? Because when the market was here, we were above it, here. So again, the same area here. Now, what do we want the market to do? If the market comes back at this support, we don't buy. Why? Because we are having a trend line in between here. What do we need to do? We wait for the market to come back on this support. Let it have a reaction, okay? Don't execute. If the market comes back at the trend line here and it also gets another reaction, don't also buy. Why? This trend line is between these two order blocks. So what you have to do, if this market comes at this trend line, don't react. You either wait for the market to come below at this support again to retest this area again, then come back again at the trend line. That's when you execute, put your stop loss below this area, or you wait for the market to come at this area of the trend line, to let it play around, if it reacts, let it break above the support. Okay, after reacting here, don't execute, because if you execute here, there is a possibility the market is going to continue to the downside to retest before continuing up. So if you execute here, the market might go a little bit down, take you out, and then come back. So since this trend line is between these two order blocks, what do? Let the market come here, let it react, let it come back again on top of support. That's when you should be executing. Stop loss below, target the next resistance above here, because this resistance was used here before. So this is how you should be doing it. So a lot of traders, when the market comes here on the support, they just buy. Why? Because the market is on top of support. But remember, we are having a trend line below. So the market might come here and then first come and retest this trend line before continuing to the upside. So if you execute a trade on this top of this trend line, what does it mean? The market might end up taking you out before going your way. Or if the market comes here on this trend line and you see a reaction, buyers getting in, still don't enter. Why? The market might go a little bit here and then comes down to this area before continuing to the upside. What is the best way how to get this trade as a quality setup? Let the market come here, play around, don't execute. Let it come here, play around, don't execute. Either wait for the market to break above again the support, or wait for the market to come here on the trend line. Since the trend line is between the support and resistance, wait for it to come on the support. Don't execute. Why? We are under resistance. This resistance. Listen, if this market comes back at this trend line, okay, and reacts, and then it goes below, and then we get it comes here on this support, why shouldn't you buy? Because we are having this strong trend line to the upside. So if we are below a trend line, this trend line can be used as resistance. Okay, so if we go here, don't execute. Wait for the market to go above the trend line again. It could be the best way to how to execute. The market comes back here, let it come back here, reacts, let us come back on top of support again. Wait for the best. You can execute when it comes back on top of the resistance, but again, the best way is for you to wait for it to come on top of the support, execute from here to go to the upside. Oh, if the market's to change direction, if it comes below this trend line, okay, let it come back and retest, let it go above here on this trend line. If you see multiple rejections coming back this side, that's when you should execute, when the market breaks this area to the downside. Why? We are under a trend line, we are under a resistance. That could be your good entry, your stop loss a little bit here, and then that's how you're going to be doing it. Otherwise, guys, let me hope you have enjoyed the video. We are still here in Nansana. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let me hope you have gotten something out of this. Make sure you practice patience. It's very, very important.